Hello, this is Jason P. Wilson 01 X-Force, and this is my hardback cover review of some of my favorite editions. These particular editions are ones that I definitely recommend that you get in hardback form over a softback. Now, first off, for those of you who don't know, trades come in two forms. They come in a soft cover, which is a paper cover, which is fine. But they also come out in a hardback form. Now, when trades are first released, they come out in this form, and they usually are followed by the soft cover quite a few months later, if not longer. So, for the most part, I usually wait for the cheaper, version to come out. But there are some comics that I just really want to get in hardback form, and there's some editions of hardback that I think are superior to others. So, first off is Kick-Ass. Now, this is the original Kick-Ass, the 8-part limited series done by Icon Comics. And I, of course, saw the movie and was very interested in the characters. I've seen them before, but didn't really read the full story. Went back looking for single issues and found that that was a very expensive way to go. I then decided to go ahead and pick up a brand new hardback edition, which is like 20 bucks. And wow, I was really glad I did. This particular version is the superior of the other versions that came out before it. Even though I usually like to get the first editions for the value, I have to say the quality of the paper and the quality of the book in general is 5-star absolute. Not to mention the story itself is absolutely fantastic. I definitely recommend this to everyone to be picked up in its hardback form. This is actually the newest hardback form as well. Next up are my DCs. And I'm going to start with this one. This is Superman Batman. This is the first story arc of Superman Batman. You might be asking me, well, wow, that's kind of old. Why would you want to be picking this up in hardback form? Well, I actually recommend all the Superman Batmans to be picked up in this form. DC does a fantastic job in the quality of their trades, especially their hardbacks. Now, where Marvel, their best hardbacks are their premium editions, DC seems to do almost everything in their premium edition type form. Now, I like this. It's a little more compact than a lot of other hardbacks, as well as it's a real nice feel to the book. Especially for kids, like a lot of these, I would say most, are appropriate for kids. But it's a real sturdy book. They're not really going to do much damage to it. And I kind of like that myself. So, first off, why this particular story arc of all the story arcs? Well, I would actually recommend quite a few of them. Like I said, all of them. But the two most important ones, I would say, would be the Supergirl story and this particular first story arc. Supergirl is the second one. The reason is it's the artwork. This particular artwork of the first story arc is extremely colorful. What I mean is the colors pop. Now, this is done by Loeb, McGinnis, and Vines, and they do a great job together. And the art style of McGinnis is he draws very muscular characters, very defined characters. Their features are very, very distinct, and that comes across fantastic in hardback, especially this quality of hardback. The colors pop. The blacks are really deep black. The colors are just jumping off the page, and when they're drawing muscular characters, you're getting a lot of blacks for the shadow work, and that just pops as well. And as you can see by the designs here, all the characters are designed extremely well, and it really works for DC. McGinnis does a really good job with the Hulk, but I have to say, for other characters, it doesn't work well. But for the DC universe, McGinnis's type of style works perfectly. From all the male and female characters, they just really come alive in this volume especially. So I recommend all of them, but if you're only going to get a few in hardback, definitely get the first story arc, and I would say the second as well. Fantastic. All of these, by the way, are all 5 stars from me. Next up is Earth 1, and here you can see the team that worked on Earth 1. This is not as big as some of the others, but it is still done extremely well. The quality, of course, of DC is fantastic. And I'm not even sure if you can pick this up in softback yet. But even when they do come out with it, I still recommend you pick this up in hardback. The type of story it is, it's a reimagining, if you will, on Earth 1, which is, of course, a different Earth, of the origins of Superman. Superman on this Earth is a much younger Superman, and even though he's still Clark Kent, and he still, by many ways, is the Superman that we know, there's a few things that are different. So I won't go into the story too much, but I will say that it's fantastically written, and it's very well stylized, and the artwork just as well, it pops from the pages. Again, it's a nice light hardback. It's not as heavy or as big as some of the others, but you still get every bit from your money, and it's actually much cheaper than a lot out there. Now this retails at $19, but I picked up this brand new online for $10. Fantastic value, fantastic hardback graphic novel comic. Okay, next up are my Marvels, and I'll go ahead and start with my favorites and newest of my Marvel hardbacks, and that is Volume 4 of Fantastic Four Marvel Premium Edition. Now I mentioned before there are different editions. For the most part, the hardbacks come out in Marvel Premium Edition, but there have been a few that weren't, and definitely Marvel Premium Edition, if you're getting Marvel and you're getting hardback, is the only way to go. The quality of the book and pages is superior than any other format of Marvel. Okay, so Hickman is really the star here. He does fantastic writing. Even though I enjoy the artwork, and the artwork does its job very well, it's really the storytelling that makes this story a must-read. Now, I read FF, but I jumped on Fantastic Four at the end, right when the ongoing series was ending and turning into FF. So I didn't get to read this full story arc, and right away I was very much wanting to read the complete story, which was the final arc of Fantastic Four, which of course is the death of Johnny Storm, aka Human Torch. So this I was anticipating, and when it finally came out, I picked it up immediately. It is not available yet in softback at this point, but I still recommend you picking this up in hardback premium edition of format. Great story, good artwork. The best when the artwork is its best, it really is the points where the characters are doing a lot of expressions and emotions through various looks and expressions, and that is where the artwork shines at its best. The action is also well done. Now, again, it's not my favorite artwork, but this is storytelling at its best, and the artwork does a good job. Recommend absolutely picking up Fantastic Four Volume 4 for anyone that is interested in Fantastic Four, and absolutely anyone who is currently reading FF. This is a must pick up in hardback. Okay, and finally are two editions, and this is Ultimate Spider-Man Volumes 1 and 2 in Premium Edition Marvel. Now, I do have the Ultimate Collection of Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 1 in soft cover. This, however, is the relaunching or reimagining, if you will, of Ultimate Spider-Man. I can't remember what issue they were on, but at a certain point they kind of renumbered at number 1 again, and then at some point they went back to their original numbering, but keeping this particular version of Ultimate Spider-Man going. Now, even though I very much like the original before the relaunching, but this is where I jumped on. This is when I jumped on. This is the beginning, and this is the middle, and then the third volume, which has not come out, but I definitely will be picking it up in premium edition hardback form, is the one that just ended, and that is Ultimate Spider-Man: Death of Spider-Man. So again, Why I picked this up in hardback? Well, first of all, the quality of these particular ones is extremely high. Premium edition, yes, but there's a little extra in here. The quality is so good in these particular books. You almost expect it to come with a silk ribbon to be used as a bookmark. It doesn't, but you feel like it's as if it would have one, because that's the type of quality of the pages inside, as well as the beautiful artwork both in and out. Also, I like how they use a white book rather than a black book is what they usually use, which is pretty nice. The only thing better than this is if they ever came out with a leather-bound version, which I don't think they have or will. So this is definitely the best one to pick up, and I absolutely recommend you picking up this particular story, Volumes 1, Volumes 2, and eventually Volumes 3 of Ultimate Spider-Man. Bendis at his best, and this is with the new artist, and then eventually the original Bagley artist came back on the book. Like I said, I like Ultimate Spider-Man, I like the beginning, but this is where I prefer it when they started with this. So absolutely recommend you picking up all Ultimate Spider-Mans, but that is a lot of reading if you don't want to go back and read every issue, because some of the older ones were hit and misses. This particular, the newest, this is all hit. This is all great. There's nothing bad about this story arc and the renumbering and the relaunching in any way. So I recommend you getting this absolutely 5-star in hardback form. And with that said, I was wondering if any of you had these, if you have these in hardback already, or if maybe there's some other editions that you would recommend me. Please feel free to let me know. And with that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.